I'm doing the weekly astrology for September 1st through 7th, 2024. The big news this week is Uranus is going retrograde in Taurus for the next 5 months. Add to that, Pluto continues its backward march into Capricorn. Seems we need to reevaluate things and move ourselves out of the stuck patterns and the beliefs again so that we unhook a few more old anchors that potentially could hold us back. This is not a mysterious treasure hunt where there are clues to find the answers. In fact, it will be fairly obvious what is hung up, and we are more in a Virgo and practical approach mood to finding where the hooks are stuck. Seems the task is simply to get in the water and find where the hook is stuck and bring it into our awareness. September 1st, Pluto goes into Capricorn and Uranus goes retrograde. I'm excited and a bit anxious with this last Pluto and Capricorn transit. I'm concerned because the old guard is going to try one more thing to gain a foothold and get its way. During this cycle, there will be those that do not care about any moral consequence about what they might do or say, or if they intend to tear apart our country as they go. We are going to see desperate asks of desperate people trying to keep the control that is now so obviously slipping through their hands. Pluto in Aquarius since January 20th of this year gave us a powerful breath of fresh air, and we are moving into a very new energy for our future. And thank goodness. The problem is that some people are unwilling to step onto the unfamiliar ground and are now caught between two boats as they are moving apart. Many old patterns and manipulations that worked for hundreds of years will become so very obvious and painful to watch. For 16 years, many wanted to drag us backwards into the antiquated values, while so many things in technology wanted to leap ahead. This made the gap between progress and the past even more obvious. We are being asked to take a final look at those that abuse authority and those whose ambitions hold no moral integrity, only selfish greed. We are being asked to move in the direction of active change so we can save our country, our environment, and this world. The need is so much bigger than the personal reality of those with childish wants and needs. Uranus is finishing up its cycle in Taurus, and so much has changed in our world. We now crave authenticity and honesty. We want a new direction, not the old crap being shoved down our throats. We want fresh perspectives and a way of life that is peaceful without all this divisive rhetoric. As Uranus goes retrograde, it is clear that we have changed and that freedom to allow the people to have the resources is more important than ever. September 2nd, there is a square between Mars and Neptune and a new moon in Virgo. Mars wants to go, Neptune wants to flow. They both want movement, but what initiates that movement is very different between them. Mars is like a race car looking for the finish line. Neptune wants to turn on the music and dance until we find the answer. Notice both have a goal, but one wants to go straight ahead and the other wants to feel its way forward. The idea of a square is that both can be honored and appreciated. They are teaching us how to learn to collaborate and to hold the tension in constructive ways. We have a part that just wants to get there, and we have another part that wants to enjoy getting there. It will be up to us to find the compromise between them both and still get to the goal. The new moon in Virgo shows us that we want more stability. We want things that help clarify and create a slow and steady pace forward. It reminds us that we need to take lots of baby steps forward. We cannot move quickly because we must be respectful of the mess that our world is currently in. What lies ahead of us will take time, and that understanding becomes even more clear. Over the next many years, we are going to have to move from grounded steps and deal with the basics. Once a new foundation is laid, then we can slowly build what will be a better way forward. September 4th, the moon goes into Libra, and we either see the balance that is required or we are moving into that balance. To find the proper action, we are less afraid to move if we are willing to do it from a place that accepts differences while embracing uniqueness. September 7th, Mercury will square Uranus and the moon will go into Scorpio. Today, the mind is very busy trying to understand what might be happening. Uranus loves to throw wrenches into the works, but it calls to our higher mind and those places that are more willing to accept changes with grace. This aspect is like a small earthquake of sorts, but we need to have a good shake-up every once in a while in order to find what is deep inside and what is true in this new and evolving reality. Truth will keep tearing away the plates of armor that we have around us that are defending our old reality. It is time to explore other ways and other mental patterns that give hope, are stimulating, and that support us in breaking free of restrictions and giving space. This week is about creating space. It is about discovering who and what we are deep down inside and then figuring out how to let that out and welcome a whole new self into this world. We embrace new ways and new routines because it is time to honor what we are becoming. Thanks, everyone.